Hello, welcome to Real Rumble, and today I want to talk about a movie that asks a basic question. What would you do if your loved one was attacked or killed by a terrorist? How far would you go to get justice? And that's what this movie, The Amateur, basically talks about, or the premise that The Amateur basically explores. So, what's The Amateur about? Apart from the fact that somebody is being called an amateur, it's about Charles Heller, a CIA cryptographer who, after he loses his wife in a London terrorist attack, realizes his bosses are not willing to act due to conflicting internal priorities. Having blackmailed the agency to train him as a field operative, he embarks on a one-man mission to hunt down his wife's killer. Heller is being played by Rami Malek, who is very dependable in movie roles for sure. He's never been the lead in an action movie. I'll tell you about what he said about that in just a bit. But yeah, he is starring in this one. It's going to be his first action film. Yes, it's classified as a spy thriller, but yeah, there's of course going to be some action there. You don't have revenge movies without a little bit of action, do you? No, you do not. So I'm expecting to see him kicking butt here and there. Maybe not literal butt, but figurative butt, because like I said, he's a CIA cryptographer. And this one, thankfully, is not one of those movies that are unrealistically trying to change a nerd into Jason Bourne. No, it's not that exactly. But I'll get into that in just a bit. Now you know what the movie's about. Who is in the movie alongside Rami Malek? Well, from the trailer, you could already see Lawrence Fishburne in it. You could see Rachel Broshanan in it, who is going to star as Lois Lane in Superman later this year. We also have John Bernthal in this one. It's funny, right? His character in this movie looks like almost the same character, although that one is a bit more psychopathic, in The Accountant. And The Accountant 2 is actually coming out this year as well. We've also got Michael Stuhlbarg in the movie. We've got Holt McCallany. Holt McCallany. It's not that hard, is it? We've also got Julianne Nicholson, Adrian Martinez, and Danny Sapani starring in this one. Catriona Balfe, who was in Ford v Ferrari, also joins the cast on The Amateur. The Amateur is directed by James Hawes, who, if you remember, directed some episodes of Penny Dreadful TV series. He also directed one episode of Raised by Wolves, and also 2 episodes of Black Mirror, Hated in the Nation, which is one of my favorites, and Smithereens as well. I think he also directed 3 episodes of Snowpiercer, and he's directed 6 episodes of Slow Horses, the British spy thriller, I think. So spy thrillers are his thing, and you notice that this guy is not a guy who goes all out action. Let's look at Hated in the Nation, for instance. It's one of the longest, at that time when season 3, right? Yes, season 3 of Black Mirror was out. Hated in the Nation was the longest episode of that series, and it's still the one I go back to watch over and over again for obvious reasons. I mean, it's a really great episode. The thrill of it, the way he shows and doesn't tell a lot, so makes me actually like the way he directs. And that's why I'm very hopeful that this movie is not just going to be a brainless movie. It's going to be a movie where we actually, for the first time, see a guy who knows his limitations. He knows his physical limitations, and he's going to use what he has, his brain, to actually get the justice that he believes that his wife deserves. So I think that's the way he's going to go with this movie. But let me read out some actual quotes from the director himself before I read out that Rami Malek quote that I was talking about him doing an action movie. So Hawes himself, the director, said in an interview, and I quote, "We all love a good car chase, but we love it that much more if we care about who's inside the car, whether they're going to escape, whether they're going to survive." So it's that combination really of environments, the guy in the middle of it all, and what his intellect is able to deliver. So yeah, he has the mindset, and it shows what you should expect from it. More about the characterization of our main character. Let's not forget, Rami Malek's character is a guy who has lost his wife in a terrorist attack. He's got no closure there, and the people he has gone to for help are prioritizing things that he's looking at as unimportant, because what he's thinking about is, my wife was killed. I work with the CIA, and then you guys are telling me blah, blah, blah. I don't understand that. So I'm going to just really go out and get this for myself however I can. He gets the training, the basic training that he needs, but even all the people training him, and from the trailer, you can see that they don't even believe that this guy can survive. Now you can make it out there. No, you don't have what it takes. And now, not only does he have to seek justice for his loved one, he's going to have to prove to all of them that I can do this. I can do this. So it's going to be interesting to see, because it means that this action movie is beyond just the action. It's also more about the character himself. We're going on this journey with him, this emotional journey of not just a John Wick, oh, you killed my dog, I'm going to kill everybody kind of thing, but going through the motions with this guy, with the emotions he's also feeling throughout this whole journey in seeking redemption. So I think it's going to be interesting. And Hawes sounds like just the right director to actually pull it off. And Rami Malek himself, he's no rookie to playing complicated characters. You remember he played Elliot Alderson in the amazing series Mr. Robot, and he also played Freddie Mercury, flawlessly, the frontman of Queen in Bohemian Rhapsody. So yes, he knows how to characterize. Yes, we all hated his Bond villain character, but that was not him. That was the script. Rami is still fine. But I think he can interpret the role. Look at what he said in an interview with Coalition.com. And let me read this out for you. He said, "That's a version of expectation from a genre like this, flipping it on its head. I thought to myself, could I ever do an action movie? Would anybody ever believe Rami Malek is the lead in an action film? I thought, why not? What if it is very elegant, sophisticated, and unexpected, and he becomes an unexpected hero? We can all perhaps tether ourselves to the idea that perhaps we are. In other words, yes, if he, a very unassuming guy, can be the hero, and we have to ask ourselves, then what's stopping me? I can be a hero too, stuff like that. Whether we have a weapon in our hand or not, there's a weapon that lies deep within us all. You never know what you're capable of. And I think that's the explosive element of this. And he's right. It makes you think about yourself as a character who feels like, okay, the world has walked over me because they think I can't do anything about it. I do want to do something about it. I don't want people to keep telling me, this is not my lane. Stay in your lane. This is not for you. And then they who have the power and ability to do things don't want to do it. So you've got to ask yourself, what would I do? If I am pushed to the edge, what would I do? Will I do what it takes? And I think it's a good question to ask ourselves. So, it looks like a great movie. And I feel like if they follow the pattern I'm thinking here of not making it just another generic action movie, but actually dealing with the emotions of a guy who's already dealing with a very heavy loss, that could make this movie pretty special. So the movie takes us all across Europe. We've got scenes in France. We've got scenes in Turkey, Istanbul, more specifically. So yeah, it is my kind of movie, to be honest. So I have a soft spot for it, that even if it turns out to be a bit tedious or not, I am just a sucker for espionage movies. But I also know that espionage movies done terribly, God help. So please do this one well, Hawes. I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you also, Rami, in your first action lead role. I think you can pull it off if you just channel all the energies that you channel in all the other roles that you play. So let's see how it goes. As for box office expectations, I don't know. I am not really putting my neck out there for it. Do I think it'll be a blockbuster? Of course not. It's not going to be a blockbuster. This movie probably, maybe eventually it could make up to 100 million, but I'll be honest, in the market today, this movie doesn't have all the elements that would rake it in that much money. But I will be surprised, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong about it. I am not an expert with box office permutations, but I can only tell you what I see in my mind's eye as a basic movie layman. But will it be an enjoyable movie? Yeah, I think so. I think it'll offer some surprises that would be a bit refreshing in the thriller and action movie genre. So looking forward to seeing The Amateur. It's coming to the cinemas. It has stiff competition, of course. It's coming on the 11th of April 2025. And so let's hope it does well. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing it as well. Let me know in the comments if you think this one would actually be a good movie. Do you think it'll be compelling enough? Do you think Rami Malek is going to do pretty well in his first action role as a lead actor? You let me know in the comment section. And if you like what you heard, what you saw in this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to Moviematic. Till next time, go see yourself a great movie. Peace.